Hey guys, it's Alex from Disciples here. Today we have a Zefra deck profile. I've been working on Zefra as a deck, like I've been playing it basically since lockdown slash quarantine came into effect in the UK. We had like online locals and started playing Zefra, and the deck's obviously changed a lot since I started playing. When I first started playing, it was just like you make a fiber, you like summon a Ghosto, you set a counter trap, you have a couple of hand traps in hand, and next turn you just like make another fiber and then they're dead. And you just like use fiber's effect to summon like Hyper Librarian and stuff like that, just for like one-for-one interactions. Whereas now the deck's changed quite a lot and I've made it more combo orientated, utilizing the Jet Synchron combos to just like increase consistency within the Zefra deck as a whole. So I'm just going to go through the deck today, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. So going on into the main deck, pretty like standard is the free Zefra and the free Zefra Nui. There's not like much to say about this besides like every single time you want to pension someone, you want to pension someone Zefra Nui, so that makes sense to play it free. And then Zefra is literally any scale you want, so you obviously want to max out on this card. But then something a bit more unique I haven't seen like too many people play is free Zefraxi as well. So the benefit of playing free Zefraxi is, as I move it into frame a little bit more, the benefit of playing free Zefraxi is that every single play you make, you want to have a tune on board. So by playing free Zefraxi, it just guarantees that even if you just don't have a way to Zefra, or you just don't open your, like, if you just don't open your consistency cards, you've got like a lot of much higher chance of opening a tuner monster just because you're playing the free Zefraxi instead of like one or two like I've seen some of us play. And especially like in this build, I do like normal fiber plays and then I pendulum summon, as I'll show you in some combos in another video. So by just playing the free Zefraxi, it just means that like your combos are just that bit more consistent. And also, I don't know if like this is something that everyone does, but whenever like I have my scales up, I always aim to have Sephiroth as sending Zefraxi as the one scale, because I found sometimes when playing that if I send Zefra Nui, then I have a kind of a clock. I have like between like 3 and 4 turns to make sure my opponent's dead, otherwise I just don't have 7 scales left in my deck. And I don't want to mitigate that problem by increasing the amount of 7 scales in my deck, so I just decided that as a whole it'd be just more beneficial to always like try and like revolve around sending Zefraxi as my list scale. But yeah, that's like the main like reasoning behind those cards. And then I play for other like Zefra monsters, I play 2 Zefra Fuban. This is like especially relevant at the moment because if you're summoning Zefra Fuban, if you like bait them, because I'm not going to show my side deck here, but if you bait them by sending cards like you like activate Dark Ruler no more, you can then just like normal summon the Fuban, and that just deals with the Buster Lock, and it means you can just do all your other plays and clear the board that way. And then 1 Zefra Exciton, and the last card is 1 Zefra Wendy, just because I don't think you want to like increase the amount of these, but you still want the utility cards in the extra deck, in the main deck, sorry, to send off Sephiroth if need be, and search with like Oracle and Providence. Wendy's like more useful past turn 1 as a normal summon, because you can normal summon it and then just add back a pendulum monster from your extra deck and pendulum summon more. Like, it's very simple as a mechanic, but it's always just the best combo. It's just like the best way to go about it, because you just want to pendulum summon as many guys as possible. That's how pendulum decks work. Like, you just want to do a base pendulum summon. Next cards of the deck, O-Lion, Despot 001, and then 3 Jet Synchron. So, and just to complement the 2 Jet Synchron, I'm also playing 2 tuning, 3 Jet Synchron even. So Jet Synchron, majority of the time, depending on how my opening hand is, I want to Jet Synchron into the draw 4 combo with Savage, just because it lets you just draw 4 cards, and in a deck that, although it has so many consistency cards, you only have like, I think, what, 10 engine pieces? 3, 6, 9, yeah, 10 engine pieces that like get you to your engine, and then you want to be able to get to 2 main monsters you're pendulum summoning, being Zefraxi and Zefra Nui. So doing the draw 4 combo just like I'm not going to say guarantee because sometimes you have unlucky draws, but like considering you've got 10 cards there you can draw plus the 3 Zefra and the 3 Zefra, like you've got like upwards of 16 cards you could draw in those 4 draws, and any combination of 3 of them gets you to the combo. So that's why I've just like decided that this is probably the most consistent way to go about building the deck. Currently, because every deck's playing like so many hand traps, there might be a better build, and if people want to see that in the future, then comment down below what kind of builds you want to see, and I can bring that content to you because I do love this deck and I always want to try and innovate it. But currently, like, this is the best way, and Jet Synchron and Tuning are both your like main starter cards. So I'm not maxing out on Tuning because I found that like sometimes you just have too many copies of Tuning in your deck, and especially when you're drawing 4. Like I had so many situations where I was just drawing like 1 to 2 Tuning off of the Jet Sync, off the 4 draws. And although this is like this is weird because like traditionally you want as many starter cards in your deck as possible, because of like these situations I just decided to drop it down to 2, as I wanted to fit another trap card in my deck, which I will show you later. But yeah, that's like the main combo starters. And then for like another card I play Gizmek Kaku. I'm going to put that there because I'm going to show you the rest of the Go Second cards in a second. But Gizmek Kaku, it's weird because it's traditionally a Go Second card, but I use it for combos for going first, so I can generate advantage and honestly just win by making a VFD turn 1. And like if I've like the aim of the deck is to make a counter trap negate, 1 to 2 other negates on board, being Savage and sometimes Herald depending on how your opening hand is, and then just making a VFD afterwards. And I'm not convinced any deck in the format can play through that. Like there's no way, I'm not convinced. Even like the Eldritch decks, which are like traditionally more trap orientated, they cannot play through that. I'm hard convinced you cannot play through that. So I believe that's just like the insane board. And then I play some hand traps to go second because personally Zefra for me has always had like a hard going second matchup, and this just helps get the going second a lot more. So 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, and then 3 Impermanence. So before I was playing DD Crow because it's a monster card and I can search it off of the Oracle play if need be, but I decided to go back to Impermanence just because Impermanence is such a blowout card, and if you just have Impermanence in hand a lot of the time, the Eldritch combo just fizzles, and so does the Elementivator combo, and that's also the reasoning behind Veiler. But Veiler's like more susceptible to other hand traps like war cards like Called by the Grave or like Quirky Meru Guardian, those kind of cards. And then Ash is just the most generic one again, so that's why I'm playing that. In the future I might change Ash ratios down and play more individual hand traps that aren't once per turn, just to mitigate the fact if I draw multiples Ash is just unplayable. But yeah, currently this is the ratio I've got. It might change in the future, we'll see. I'm not playing Gamma currently, because of how I do the combos. I'm always normal summoning first, so majority of the time Gamma's just a dead card in my hand, and I can't fit Lambda in the extra deck. There's like some cards I want to play in the extra deck and I just don't have room for, and Lambda would not be in the top 20 even if I was playing Gamma in my main deck. So currently Gamma's out of my deck. It might come back in the future if I change to a more traditional like grindy deck, but currently right now it's not in there. Then the last cards are majority consistency cards, so Upstart, Terraforming, and then Free Oracle of Zefra. You just, if every single combo, like main Zefra combo revolves around resolving Oracle's effect to stack. I've got a cool idea for using the XYZ effect in the future, so I might do a video about that because it seems like a really interesting idea I've got. But I'll try that in the future and we'll see. But yeah, Terraforming, like obviously consistency card, Upstart consistency card. You just want to max out on these just to guarantee you're drawing your engine, as well as the 3 Zefra Providence. Again, your deck revolves around drawing like opening like a set amount of cards, and you just want to see Oracle in every hand, Zefra in every hand, and then Pedro summoning Zefra and Zefraxi every single hand. So you just want to max out on these combo cards, these engine cards, so you're guaranteed to see them. And then the last 2 cards in the deck are 1 Zefra Divine Strike And then originally I was only playing one counter-strike being Divine Strike, because they're just bricks and you don't really want to draw them. But I decided I wanted to play a second one, being 9 pillars, because I found some situations where I just didn't draw into both my combo pieces. So I'd end on like Savage Herald, and then I'd have Pendulum Summon just Zefra Nui, and I'd just searching 9 pillars. Like, I couldn't search Divine Strike in that situation, so I decided to put 9 pillars in my extra deck, in my main deck, sorry, just to like circumvent that. And it's been really good so far. Definitely want to play it in the future. Definitely like would not consider dropping it again in the future, just because there are so many like occasions where I could just only Pendulum Summon as Zefra Nui, and if I didn't have 9 pillars in my deck, like, it's just a waste of a Pendulum Summon basically. So for the extra deck, it's kind of majority of its combo pieces. So I play 1 Formula Synchron, a bit higher there, 1 Martial Metal Marcher, 1 Herald of the Arclight, Hyper Librarian in common, Excel Synchron in common, what's it called? Borreload Savage Dragon, and then the Crocosaur, or Croco Dragon even. So Formula Synchron, Hyper Librarian, Excel Synchron, and Savage Dragon are part of the Draw 4 combo, so you kind of need those in there. Metal Marcher is in the extra deck because if you open O-Lion, you just need that as part of the combo, otherwise you can't do your synchro plays correctly to get to like the negate boards. Herald's in there if you've already opened combo, so you don't have to like, you can play differently and you can just make it to negate board and then summon, then do the Croco Dragon play afterwards. Croco Dragon's obviously in there for all the Zefra plays. That card's actually insane. I only learned the other day that it gains 500 attack and defense for each card in your hand. So at one point I had like 9 cards in my hand and I was just like, damn, this boy is big. But yeah, it's kind of like, you just want a combo and you just want to do like fiber plays, and these cards help facilitate that. And then to go to Croco Dragon, sorry, we played a VFD. This card's insane. For anyone that doesn't know, like, it literally just, hands down, it's the best floodgate right now, because it's you can just stand by phase it every single time, so you don't lose Dark Ruler no more. Then you also just don't lose to impermanence and stuff because you've built so many other negates on the board. And just by having just a walking floodgate is great, and the best bit is you make it part of your engine, as well as multiple negates, so like, there's no reason not to play it in Zefra in my opinion. Like, you can just even play the Kaku in the main in normal Zefra list, just because if you Pendulum Summon 2, then you can make Calamities in this game. Then for the links, most of these are combo pieces again. Link Rebo, because you need it if you normal summon Jet Synchron to do combo. It does full combo because you're playing Link Rebo. Link Ross, because you do it for the combos again. Barricade Ball Blocker, it's the best machine, generic machine Link 2. Needle Fiber. If there's something I change about this list, I'll play a second one of these. But I currently only own 1, so I'm only playing 1 on this list. Mecha Phantom Beast Aurodon for the combos, Unicorn, and then Borosaur Dragon. So there are a few things I would change about this list. If I could, I'd play Excess Code Talker instead of Borosaur. I currently don't own one, so that's like the only reason it's not in the list. But Borosaur, like, it's kind of, it does come up, but I feel like Access Code is just like so many levels are better. Like, just because it's able to clear through cards, and like we've got Dark, Light, Water, Wind in the extra deck. That's 4 cards just from the combo. So if you make it turn 2, you can literally just pop 4 cards and then kill them with like a 5k probably Access Code, and it just seems insane not to play. So I definitely think it's going to go in the deck for moving forward. And also, if I was going to change the list, I'd probably also play a second Needle Fiber instead of the Unicorn, because even though Unicorn's like strictly like, it's a good piece of removal card, good like piece of removal even, it doesn't really come up enough. And because the Zefra cards literally have like in archetype removal pieces for face up and face down cards, majority of the time you just don't need it. And then also you've got like Croco Dragon, which outs a card. And then if you just make Savage and stuff, that's already like negates for cards. It's just, I feel like you just don't need those kind of interrupts or kind of like board breaking cards. So in the future, I'd probably cut it for a second Needle Fiber, because the second Needle Fiber definitely comes up more than that. But due to the fact I don't own one, here we are. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. If you have any suggestions for the deck moving forwards, or if you have any like critiques about it, definitely comment them down below. I'll be interested to see like people's opinions on this deck and how I can change it moving forward. Also, follow all of our social medias in the description below, and check out our sponsors at The Brotherhood Games and MetaMats.com for good quality product. And The Brotherhood also just hosts some of the most fantastic tournaments within the UK. We're going to start streaming on Twitch at the moment. We've already done a few streams and they've been pretty successful. Sorry. And tune in on Tuesdays, and you should see me playing Zefra on stream for the content, because I love this deck so much and I just enjoy playing it and talking to people. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Disciples out.